welcome to Wellness Wednesday Live. I am Bethany Zell. I'm the Program Director for Healthy You at Cary Medical Center. And I am joined today by Jamie Jarrett, who is the co-lead for a Rustic Ladies Trail Night, which is a program that's been going on for a while through the Presque Isle Parks and Recreation Department. But during the day, Jamie is a financial professional at Thompson Financial Group. And there she leads the employee benefit division and serves as their brand strategist. So welcome, Jamie. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Well, today we're talking all about outdoor wellness. And actually this entire month we've been focused on outdoor wellness because there are so many health benefits to being outside, from helping to regulate your sleep and your circadian rhythms to helping your mood and helping with anxiety and stress. And just being outside, it's just refreshing, getting the fresh air. And it's hard in the long winters around here, especially in northern Maine. You know, we don't get as much sun as we would like. So when we have these beautiful seasons, it's time to get outside and maximize that. So I'm coming to you live from, I guess this is called Collins Pond, but there is literally not a drop of water in it. But I'm here in front of some great little walking trails that normally would circle the pond, but right now it's pretty dry. So where are you coming to us from, Jamie?
Yes, I am actually in Bangor, and I am at the Cascade Park Trails. If you are on State Street in Bangor, headed towards Eastern Maine Medical Center, I am right there. It's the beautiful water fountain that you drive by. They have a trail system, and that's where I am today.
And you weren't planning to be there when we scheduled this. We were planning to be together.
We were definitely planning to be together, yes.
But that's the great thing, because wellness and especially outdoor physical activity is completely portable. No matter what life throws at you, you can find a place to be outside.
Exactly. I am down in Bangor this week unexpectedly, which means that I can't be at the gym. I can't be working out at home. But the one thing that I can do is hike. I prefer to trail run or hike. There's great systems down here in Bangor. So I'm at the hospital right now, so the closest place was right across the street. It's really easy to always be able to find something to do like that, and that is so great.
It really is. And I mean, we have some community trails up on the Cary Medical Center campus as well. And I mean, and they're prominent throughout our communities up here in Aroostook and all throughout the state of Maine. So it's always great when we can take advantage of new locations. So have you always been kind of an outdoorsy, active type, or is this something that's developed later in life? How did you become so passionate?
Yeah, I would say that I definitely like hiking, and I would say it's fairly new. I think probably the last 3 or 4 years, and I would say it started from local groups going out and doing it. I think if you haven't hiked before, it's intimidating to head to a place like the Nordic or the Cary Trails or Manna Lake. You're not really sure where to go, who's out there, how to not get lost. But thanks to some ladies' trail nights offered first through the Nordic Heritage Center, it gives you the confidence. You've met some people. You can check out the trails, find out where else they're hiking. So within the last 3 or 4 years, I would definitely say trail hiking and trail running have become my passion.
And I know you're down in Bangor right now, but maybe you could tell us some of your favorite trails in Aroostook when you're home. Where do you like to go?
Yes, I am definitely have spent many years in hiking at the Nordic Heritage Center, located right on the Fort Fairfield Road in Presque Isle. And the best part about that is there's just so many loops that you can do. So if you got on a trail like Moose, it's a 1 mile loop. It's going to start you and bring you back where you came from. Feeling a little more ambitious, you could head out Eric's Trail, which is a 2 mile loop. Also takes you right back where you came from. There's Tom's Trail that comes in from the road a couple miles. They're just set up as loops, so you're going to make your way back around. There's also things at the Nordic, such as the Enchanted Forest. If you have some kids with you and you need more of a purpose to hike than to just enjoy the outdoors and the fresh air, they can bring a trinket and leave it in the forest. If you're not at the Nordic, I'm a big fan of the trails at Manna Lake. Those are really great if you only have a few minutes. Like, you don't want to make the drive out to the Nordic. By the time you park and get out, Mantle Lake is great. They have a lot of really well marked trails. They have a story walk there if you are looking to hike with your kids. If you're feeling a little more ambitious, I prefer Saturday hikes at the state park. You can hike up South or North Peak. North Peak has a better view. It's a great fall hike. It's really beautiful. I prefer to hike there on a Saturday because I don't want to have to be beating the sun setting. I don't want it to take longer than I thought and be coming back down in the dark. And I would say my other favorite one is probably Haystack. It's definitely more of a climb than hiking at the Nordic, but you would be hard pressed to take more than 20 minutes to get to the top. And you feel like you've accomplished it. The view is beautiful. You can see over the lake. It's just really nice.
Yeah, Haystack, I mean, you're right. It's pretty quick. It's a pretty quick up and down, but it can be a little intimidating for newbies out there.
Yeah.
So did you start small and like build up? Like was the 1 mile loop like your beginner?
Yes, I definitely spent a lot of time on Moose Trail out to the Nordic, and that's probably more where my passion is. When we hike on Tuesday nights, we have a beginners, an intermediate, and an advanced, which is almost a running group. The advanced group is really covering some miles and they're not stopping to catch their breath. I prefer to hike with the beginners. I kind of want to know where you came from, why you decided to hike, what are you escaping while you're hiking. I think all of those things are just really great. So if you're looking to start, I would love to show you around. There's so many trails that people just don't know of, but beginner hikers, I think, are just great people.
So do you generally kind of stick with the same trails and loop around, or are you like always like, I got to find a new place to check out?
Right. Until previously, we've always stayed at the Nordic, which even there were plenty of trails to check out. And then this year, I lead with Beth Williams and Jill Boyd. And we just feel there were so many untapped trails that we were like, why are we continuing to stay here every Tuesday night? So this year, the Presque Isle Rec has offered us the opportunity to do it through them. You just sign right up on their website. They take care of it. It updates you on where we'll be. And then people can kind of check out other areas as well. So we've done on Father's Day, a group of us went to the top of Big Rock. We've done some trails at Mantle. We've been back out to the Nordic. But the Tuesday nights this year have kind of taken our show on the road.
Awesome. So how can people find new trails? Like, we all know the big ones, Mantle Lake and Nordic and even Aristic State Park and the trails there. Like people, those are pretty common knowledge. But like I always hear friends who just like, I see pictures on Facebook of people who are like way out in the woods somewhere by the trains and up in
right up in the northern
St. John Valley, and I'm like, where are these? How do you find these things?
How did you find those? Right. I would say that being from the county, there probably are some that like fiddlehead spots are never disclosed. But I would say for almost all trails around, I use the app All Trails. Even today, I typed in Cascade Park. It gave me a map. It showed me it was a 0.3 mile course, kind of where it was going to take you. I enjoy the city forest over off Stillwater, also on All Trails. Really every Scopan Mountain, in Mapleton, Haystack, they're all on All Trails. The Kerry Trails, the Limestone Refuge, all of those will just kind of give you a map, and most importantly, they'll give you a difficulty. So I think it's good to know kind of how far you're going and what the terrain is going to look like when you get there.
For sure. And especially when you have to drive a distance to get to it, you want to know what you're going to.
Exactly. Yes. We used it recently to go down to Shin Pond to check out the waterfalls. It was good to know all of that. So All Trails is definitely an app. You just type in, you can do it either way. You can type in where you are and it can find you something, or you can type in what you've heard of and see what it's like. So yeah, it's definitely a great way to figure out what's around you.
Well, we'll definitely share that link in the description on the video once we get it uploaded to our YouTube channel. And I know that, a great way to learn more is to even just join a walking group similar to what you've got going on. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about the Aristic Ladies Trail Night? How did that get started?
Yeah, exactly. So for several years, 5 or 6 years, maybe even longer, the Nordic has had the Women's Trail Night. It has a great Facebook page that you can follow to find out if they're hiking. And this year, as I said, it became more of a checking out what was around, offered through the Presque Isle Rec. So that is the ladies trail night. Presque Isle Park and Rec's right in the Facebook description. It all kind of goes right through them so they can keep track of all that stuff. Just joining those groups sometime is enough. Like your schedule may not allow you to go Tuesday night at 5:30, right when we're going, but it may encourage you on Saturday that you'll take your daughter and go check out the Mantle Lake trails because you saw some people did it. So even if you're like Tuesday nights at 5:30 doesn't work for me, we often post other events that are going on. We thought on Father's Day to hike Big Rock. There's also another ladies adventure group based out of some ladies in Caribou that post a lot of really great things. And again, even if you don't go right then with those people, it might encourage you to check it out later. But if you're intimidated by the woods, the trails, definitely join Tuesday night at 5:30. Check it out. And I would say very few have come and said, I will not be back. Like everyone has kind of found a group and been back and enjoyed it.
So were you affected at all? Was the group affected at all by the pandemic? Like, did you guys stop gathering or?
We did not actually, amazingly enough, almost for quite a few weeks in a row, the governor continued to shut things down almost weekly. And every press conference she did ended with, but get out and hike, but get out and hike. So we really felt that despite all of the things that were shutting down, it was really endorsed that you just get out and hike. We went, our hikes looked a little different. We spread out further throughout the trail. We went through a phase where we were masked. We definitely made accommodations to follow the guidelines, but hiking and the trails never closed.
Awesome. And is it year round?
It is actually, yes. I would say the trails in general probably close in spring. It just gets, it gets too muddy in the spring. So we don't make it out then. We let the trails dry up and we snowshoe in the winter. So we find the snowshoeing is really user friendly. It's a little less intimidating than cross country skiing. And all of the trails that we use are also probably accessible by snowshoe. We've got some that snowshoe up a couple days before Christmas at Haystack to light a tree. Like if you can go there on foot, you probably could go there with your snowshoes on.
Yeah. Awesome. So have you seen like how many people would typically participate in one of your walks on a Tuesday night, for example?
We probably have 10 or 12 in each group and there's 3 groups. So probably 25 or 30 people.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
it's
awesome.
nice. And we have, it's really great. Like there are some ladies that hike, that take care of their parents during the week. And Tuesday night at 5:30 is a night that they're out. That's their night to do something. They schedule around it. So we have a lot of that the ladies really look forward to it when the weather isn't holding us back.
So you said you have different trails for each level, and is that every single Tuesday? You always kind of map out like a beginner's group?
Yep. And we kind of on the Facebook, I would say we kind of give a little sneak peek at kind of where we're headed and what we're doing. So
awesome.
Makes it nice.
Yeah, because I can imagine for someone just coming in off the street, it could be a little intimidating, not knowing the trail, not knowing what you're coming into. So that's good that you guys give some updates. That's awesome. And we'll definitely put the links to the trail night group in this description as well, so people can find it a lot more easily. Well, do you have any other comments or encouragement for people who might just be kind of starting out being physically active and maybe they've never even considered checking out a trail, Rustic?
Yeah. I would say that this is really the perfect time of year to do it. It's nice out. We find a lot of people jump out in the spring ready to go in May and the mosquitoes carry you away and you're not really sure why people think it's so fun. But right now the mosquitoes have kind of subsided. The trails are in great condition. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about doing it, come on out on a Tuesday night, join the beginners group and see what you think. Bringing a friend is always more fun. Chances are one of you will like it and encourage the other. And then this weekend also kicks off the annual Nordic Trail Festival at the Nordic for anyone who's looking to kind of even watch from the sidelines to see what it's about. There's a lot going on there this weekend that you could come and check out, and some people could answer your questions if you had any out there.
Awesome. So what trails on the calendar for next week?
I know, I'm not sure. This week we mapped out the Trail Fest, what that was going to look like. And we've been talking about making it to the top of Big Rock. So I'll have to see what Jill has up her sleeve for the first weekend in August, believe it or not.
I know. I can't believe how quickly
Tuesday will
summer.
be August. That's crazy.
It's blowing my mind. Working on August for Healthy You this week. And I was like, oh my goodness, already? Yeah, the summers are so fleeting.
Like just going by. Yeah, we have some trails that we are holding out until September. The state park, when the leaves have changed, is just beautiful. Haystack is beautiful when the leaves have changed. So we do have some that we're kind of holding out on.
Awesome. Well, we will definitely get the links for people to connect with you, connect with the trail group, connect with the Nordic, and all the different great things that people can do. All trails, we'll definitely get that link out here. And I just thank you so much for taking time out. I know you're tied up with your emergency, and it's hard to kind of slip in previous engagement. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. It was a good reason. Exactly the thing. Like, it was a good reason to get outside and like check out some trails. So it totally is why we do it.
And for all of you watching, I hope you'll join us back here in the month of August. We're going to be focusing on wellness in recovery. And we've got 2 more speakers lined up for the 2nd and the 4th Wednesday at 1 p.m. right here on Wellness Wednesday Live. Thanks again for joining us. And thank you again, Jamie.
Thanks.